My name's Durham, and I am a recording engineer and musician, and do mastering, and I design and build my own audio equipment. I was always interested in mechanical things, the way things work. So as a kid I would get things off the street, video recorders, stuff like that, take them apart, see what was inside, see if I could put it back together again, stuff like that. And the process of making records fascinated me because that was a mechanical process. And this is just a development of that. I'm still learning. What I love about the older equipment, not all of it, some of it, is that you get, doesn't tend to mess the sound up. So if you put something in, it just tends to come out sounding good still, or just like a quality of sound, which I heard in the records that I used to listen to or that I grew up with. There was a real powerful sound in those recordings, and that's what I found. The older equipment, often the valve equipment, which predates the transistorized equipment, just kind of gave me that sound that I liked, and it works for me, but not necessarily for other people. And it's just the path that I found was good for me. The recordings I would listen to jazz records, blues records, and kind of everything across the board really, pre 1980s. My mum used to play a lot of T-Rex music and stuff like that, and even though recordings from the 40s in jazz up to pop records from the 70s, they sound completely different, but there's still a big, powerful kind of sound that was inherent in those recordings, and I found it really inspiring, I guess.
Right, so do you trust your own ears?
Do I trust my own ears? Not really. I don't really know what trust means, but I guess as I was saying earlier, you learn as you go along. So sometimes I'll hear things, I think, yeah, this is really good, or and then I'll become aware of something else. If someone says something, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not right. So, but you can never say to yourself, oh well, I was right in the first instance, so I'm just going to go with that, because you're not. You don't really know till the end. So I don't trust my ears in that kind of way, but in a way of hearing when something is good, then I know it for me, which is the separation in the sound, the dynamic, the bigness, the openness, the clarity, the quality. A bit like eating food when you try something which is great. You're like, this is great, and you don't really second guess it.
Do you have a vision on a project before you start it, of how you want it to sound at the end?
I used to have visions, but now I just go with the flow, because you just got to be in the moment. And for me, if I'm thinking about, I want it to sound like this, then the preconceptions mess up what you're doing in the moment, and sometimes you could miss it. Well, I was lucky enough, especially with my dad having a mastering studio, and he had bits of gear lying around that I could get those bits of gear, fix them up. A lot of stuff didn't work, so I had to fix them so they would work.
Are you trained?
I wasn't trained in a university or anything like that. I just used to speak to old geezers, who used to work in the studios, maintenance people, look at diagrams, get electrocuted a lot, work out what was going on, and then I could fix stuff. And once you know how something works, then you can start building your own stuff. And I do use computers as well here for certain things. And using both formats, there's a massive difference in the way that you work, firstly in creative flow and in sound. Not that one's better than another, but I always prefer just, you know, if I want to turn something up, grab a fader and do it, and just feel it like a musical instrument. That's the way I see all this equipment. They're like instruments. I keep doing this because I guess every night I go to bed and I'm like, oh, I get another idea of something to do, or like, oh, wouldn't that be cool if I connected that into that and then see what happened if I did that. And like I said before, you're always learning, and it's just every day is adding on to the you know, adding another length onto a piece of string, and it just gets more and more. And sometimes you make mistakes and you fuck up, you know, and then you learn from that. But that's all experience and part of the fun. It's fun.